Imagine a city where life froze in a single moment 2000 years ago. This is not a fairy tale. Once upon a time, on the coast of Naples in Italy, there stood the most vibrant city of the Roman Empire, Pompeii. There was laughter in the marketplaces, applause in the theaters, and the street fluttered with the banners of victory. But one morning, the color of the sky began to change. The sun disappeared behind the curtain of ash. The ground trembled, and from the heart of the mountain erupted a monster of fire, Mount Vesuvius. On that day, in 79 AD, within just a few hours, the flourishing city of Pompeii vanished. A city, a culture, a civilization, all buried forever beneath the shadow of destruction. On the southern edge of Europe, once stood a vibrant city. No human voices echo here anymore. Only the soft whisper of the wind through the cracks of ancient walls, as if the past itself is trying to speak. These broken stones and crumbling walls are all that remain silent witnesses of what once was. Close your eyes and you can almost hear it. The sound of chariots on the street, the calls of marketplaces, the laughter of children, and the rhythm of music in the air. Because this silent city was once one of the most alive cities. Its name was Pompeii. A city that, 2000 years ago, was advanced, intelligent, and rich in art and culture. But how did such a magnificent city simply disappear? Around 800 years before Christ, on the Italian peninsula, a new civilization was born, the Roman civilization. At first, it was just a small village, but within a few centuries, it grew into the most powerful empire the world had ever seen. The Romans built wonders: the Colosseum, the Pantheon, aqueducts, temples, and grand amphitheaters. They mastered the art of city planning, with roads, water systems, sanitation, and well-trained armies. Every brick of their world seemed to say, "We do not only live, we exist for ages." The Roman soldiers were among the strongest the world had ever known. Their disciplined camps, strategic planning, enemy analysis, and use of maps all ensure the empire's unstoppable expansion. But Rome was not just about power. It was also about art and life. Their architecture, sculptures, paintings, and theaters reflected the beauty, love, and struggle of human life itself. It's a busy morning in the city of Pompeii. The walls shine under the golden sunlight, and in front of the shops, fruits and everyday goods are neatly arranged for the day's trade. Children run through the streets, their laughter echoing through the alleys, while in the distance, the soft sound of the flute drifts through the air. It's a perfect morning where life flows quietly in its own rhythm. Inside the basilica, the court is in session. In fact, this city is not just a hub of trade, it is a living reflection of Roman society itself. At the Grand Theatre, a colorful performance is underway. The public baths are filled with noise and laughter. Steam rises from the warm water. People talk, share stories, and debate about politics. Life in Pompeii moves with joy, comfort, and grace. In the homes of Pompeii, people used to paint on wet walls, so that when the paint dried, it became all pasted plaster. That's why the colors from 2000 years ago still remained so bright and clear even today. Pompeii, once a part of the Roman Empire, was not only known for trade and business, but also for its culture, education and art. Under the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, a city life grew here that was far ahead of its time. The people of Pompeii believed that beauty wasn't just in jewelry or decoration, but in everything they did in daily life. Their walls, their floors, even their household items, all carried the touch of art. In that time, love, passion, and the beauty of explicit human sense were not shameful, but as something natural, a part of life itself. Many of those scenes may look surprising to us, but for them, it was culture, a way to express beauty and emotion. Even today, when you walk through Pompeii, you will see countless sculpture and statues of deities, brave warriors and ordinary people frozen in time. Statue of Apollo or Venus were worshipped, while figure of soldiers stood proudly in town square, where people once came to honor their heroes. Let's dive into the story. What really happened in the dazzling city of Pompeii that day? Mount Vesuvius, a sleeping fire hidden deep within a silent mountain. A volcano standing sheer tall in southern Italy. For hundreds of years, it had seemed calm, peaceful, pretending to slumber. No one knew that beneath its surface, anger had been building, a quiet unrest that one day would destroy an entire city. The morning of August 24, 79 AD, Vesuvius erupts with unstoppable force. Moments ago, the sky had been bright blue, but now it turns ashen, streaked with dark red. On the streets, people stand frozen, some curious, some terrified. They look up, praying to the sky. From the peak of Vesuvius rises thick, black smoke. A deep rumble echoes as if Earth itself is taking a breath. Then, with a deafening scream, the sky seems to break apart. Walls of houses shatter, baskets of fruit tumble into the streets, dust pours down from the shop roofs. People freeze, some drop to their knees, others screamed in panic. A thunderous roar shakes the ground. Fire shoots from the mountain, as if nature itself is tearing apart in rage. Within moments, daylight vanishes. It turns into deep night. Ash, fire, and scorching winds suffocate the city. People run in every direction, but where can they go? All around, only the smell of death lingers. The city is no longer a city. It is a sphere of fire. Around them, only running, screaming, and torrent of terror. Some are running to save their children, others losing loved ones amidst the choking smoke. On the second day, as the sun rises, darkness seems to arrive with it. From Vesuvius' heart, scorching gas ash, and fire erupted waves. The sky turns black, so black that it feels the sun and earth are cut off from each other. And finally, silence. The city that once rang with laughter and celebration now lies buried beneath a thick blanket of ash. 2000 years have passed, and Vesuvius still stands. Its fire has long since died out. At its base lie the silent ruins of a city, Pompeii. A city that perished by the hand of time, yet by the same hand has become immortal. To today's visitors, it may seem just a relic, but to the eyes of history, it poses questions. How powerful are we? And how much have we forgotten about living in harmony with nature? Pompeii teaches us that civilization is not just luxury. It is a story of ethics, balance, and restraint. Time may have stopped that day, but history did not. The city is silent now, yet every stone still bears witness. No matter how advanced humanity becomes, a single breath of nature can reduce it to dust.